It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games were missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so, there's going to be a lot of things said about Canelo Alvarez in the aftermath of what's happened with Benavidez moving up to light heavyweight. And interesting enough, Eddy Reynoso, Canelo Alvarez's longtime trainer and manager, had some things to say about some of the criticisms that his fighter is facing in Canelo Alvarez. And he pretty much, I'm paraphrasing because I'm walking and I don't got the exact quote in front of me, but pretty much he said, "I find it in bad taste that people would question Canelo Alvarez and say that he's afraid of Benavidez when this is a fighter that pretty much, he fought Floyd Mayweather, and he starts doing the resume thing. He fought Floyd Mayweather, he fought Golovkin, he risked everything and fought Dimitri Bivol. The reality is that there was no offer made, right? So I find that very interesting, right? Because we always hear Canelo fans and just boxing in general, we always hear that Canelo's the face of boxing and that he pretty much dictates all terms, which is true because the reality is money talks and nonsense walks, bullshit walks. The guy that's bringing in the money, makes the rules in boxing. That's how it's always been. That's who dictates what's going on, because boxing, at the end of the day, this isn't the NBA or the NFL where you got leagues and unions and stuff. Boxing is a sport for good, bad, or indifferent, which is a sport of free enterprise, and you can move as you see fit. And it's up to the fighters and their teams to do what's best in the best interest of their fighters. At the end of the day, fighters are independent contractors, right? So that being said, if Canelo Alvarez, and I'm speaking as somebody who really didn't have the most interest in this fight, just because I think both guys could fight guys in their own weight classes, or in Benavidez's case, move up a weight class. There's just fights that I think are more significant. But I'm not selfish. I understand that the public wanted this fight. And so, speaking as somebody who's a neutral, who doesn't really I'm not that emotionally invested in the fight, if Canelo Alvarez really wanted to fight Benavidez, guess what? The fight would be happening. All this talk of, there was no offer sent, it's not really Benavidez's job to send you an offer, because look, if Benavidez and Samson send an offer, which, Samson said things in the media about some sort of $5 million offer, whatever it was a big number. Even if there was an offer sent, you know what they'd be saying if they sent an offer? They'd be saying, well, you can't send Canelo an offer because Canelo Alvarez is the face of boxing. He's the guy that ultimately, he's the straw that stirs the drink. He's the guy that really and truthfully makes the rules around here. So it's really a catch-22, really and truthfully. Now, to Reynoso's points about, he fought this guy and he fought that guy and he wants to pull out the paper. He fought Floyd when he was young, as they like to say, when he lost. He was a hungry guy. The mindset of Canelo now and his status in boxing then is not the same as it was now. He was trying to get to where Floyd was at that point, so he had to fight Floyd to increase his market value, which it did. It was one of the highest grossing pay-per-views of all time. Even in a loss, it still wound up being a win for Canelo long term. The Golovkin fight, those were legacy fights that much like this fight, the public and the boxing community were pressuring Canelo into getting, right? Bivol, he said he risked everything. When that fight got signed, people were upset because the Golovkin fight at 168 was a part of it, and the majority of the boxing world wanted Canelo Alvarez to sign the PBC deal, which included fights with Benavidez, right? So it's a bit of a revisionist history from Eddy Reynoso. I feel like he's the manager, right? So if you're the manager, you manage. You do what you can. You talk and you do what's best for the fighter. And I think, because me, right, I have ambitions and aspirations, and I'm kind of getting a really good experience of what it could be like to be a manager as I'm here in Vegas right now. So my manager hat is really, really on, really firmly right now. He's managing. Eddy Reynoso is managing. And what I mean by that is there's other options for Canelo Alvarez that on paper aren't as dangerous and make him way more money. So best example I can give you of that is this whole fiasco with Terrence Crawford. Now, Terrence Crawford is an amazing fighter. He's a future Hall of Famer. He's arguably the best fighter in the world today, and he's been great for a long, long time. But Terrence Crawford's also welterweight. Terrence Crawford is also a guy that's going to have to jump up 3 weight classes without even getting the proper time to properly acclimate himself and adjust himself to fighting at 168. So that fight's going to bring in a lot of money. It's going to bring in a lot of casual fans. It's going to be arguably, it'll be one of the biggest events in boxing if it takes place since Floyd Mayweather Pacquiao, right? It'll be up there. So he's managing, taking the least risk for the highest reward. And that's what managers do for their fighters. And even though the boxing fans, right now don't like it, if that fight were to get signed right now today, if they announced Canelo versus Crawford as it did today, the hype for that fight would be unlike anything we've seen in a while in boxing, I promise you. Because, Canelo Alvarez has been on the pound-for-pound list for roughly a decade. Terrence Crawford has been on the pound-for-pound list for roughly a decade. So the way they market that fight is, this is the fight to determine whose era this truly is. To paraphrase what my boy Sean Tatel would say, that's what he says, right? And it's the truth, right? It's the truth. So I think Eddy Reynoso's full of it. I think he knows his fighter better than anybody. He knows that Canelo Alvarez is a fighter that's very skilled. He's an aggressive counterpuncher. He's seen all the styles. He's a fantastic fighter. I mean, he's Canelo. You can't hate on, I've hated on Canelo in the past, and I definitely have my fair share of criticism of his career, but he's seen a lot of styles, and he's dealt with them accordingly. And that being said, Canelo Alvarez fighting a guy in Benavidez who's that damn big, that damn young, and someone that throws that many punches, it's just not something that I think they're eager to do. The money and the money ain't what I think what you guys think it would be for them to fight Benavidez, right? So Eddy Reynoso is doing what he does best. He's managing. He knows his fighter. He's been with Canelo since he was a kid. He knows his style inside and out. Nobody on earth knows Canelo Alvarez better as a fighter and just overall in boxing than Eddy Reynoso. So he's managing, and I think he's doing a lot of capping, because really and truthfully, anybody Canelo has ever really wanted to fight, he fought. Anybody he had a real burning ambition to fight, he fought them. So even though it took a while with Golovkin, when push came to shove, he fought him. When it came time to fight, who else? Even the cherry picks, like Amir Khan and James Kirkland and these guys, he fought him. Now people don't like when I bring this name up, and it's gonna sound pretty bad because Benavidez just put a beating on him. But when Canelo had opportunities, ample opportunities, whether it be the days of 54 when he wasn't even a champion, or when he was on DAZN at 160 with the same promoter and network, he never really wanted to fight Demetrius Andrade. So guess what? He told you in plain English, you're never going to get the fight. And he never fought him. And y'all were okay with that. But because now it's Dave Benavidez and y'all wanted to see the fight, now you're not looking at it quite that way. But it's the same. It's history playing itself out again. The only difference is that there was just a lot more demand from the boxing fans to see this fight as opposed to, an Andrade fight. But nonetheless, Eddy Reynoso is in denial. Just say that you're making a good business decision and the money ain't right. And just say that. Don't lie to the fans. Don't lie to the boxing fans. Don't lie to the great Mexican fans, because Mexican fans are some of the best boxing fans in the world. Every time I come out west and I go to fights, I get nothing but love and a respect and appreciation, and have great conversations with the Mexican fans. So don't lie to the great Mexican fans, and don't mislead the hardcore Canelo fans that do care about Canelo, because I'm sure there's going to be a percentage of that Canelo fan base that, of course, there's the pom-pom wavers that'll co-sign anything Canelo does, but there's going to also be the Canelo fans that I'm sure are disappointed that he's not taking the challenge of fighting Benavidez and shutting up the doubters once and for all. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think about what Eddy Reynoso is saying. I'll leave the quotes for you guys in the tweet. The tweet will be in the description if you want to read it. But, yeah, leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this video, click right here and make sure to subscribe. Much love from sunny South Florida.